Someone should really check on Jessica's mental well-being. We'll tell you why. Plus, because Lolly was murdered, only one girl goes home this week. How does this affect the newly formed alliances? Finally, one contestant has a bad idea that blows up in her face. We'll discuss who that was and what happened on this episode of Ambitiously Yours. Welcome to Ambitiously Yours. I am Travis.
What's up? I'm Erica.
And you hesitated there. I was going to be like, oh, and this is Erica, but she's like, oh, what's up? This is Erica.
Well, sometimes you let me introduce myself, other times you don't, so I just...
How about we just make a rule from now on, I'm just going to let you introduce yourself.
You're going to let me speak for myself?
Yeah.
Yes! I'm moving up in this thing.
Yeah.
Finally.
I am just now entering the century.
Took you long enough.
Right? I was stuck in the 90s, man. All that was irrelevant to this episode.
That's just a sneak peek to how our other shows go.
Right. How our chemistry works.
Yeah. This is our life. Welcome to it.
This is Ambitiously Yours, where we talk everything that is season 6 of Local Ambition on alwayslatetv.com. And we formed some emotional attachments to some contestants and some visceral responses to others. But this week was... I don't know what to say about this week.
A shit show. Everything blew up, it seems.
Oh my god, yeah, it was just like explosions everywhere. And explosions and implosions everywhere. Like, this episode was a minefield.
You can tell that the stress is getting to a lot of the girls, I think, so...
Yeah.
You saw some sides of people that you really didn't
really want to see.
Or nor knew they were there to begin with.
Right. And I'm not saying you didn't want to see because, oh my god, that's gross. I'm saying you didn't want to see this because you didn't really want it to go to that level with that person. And we'll discuss all that. Well, we start this episode out, episode 6, with a playback from last week when it seemingly looked like Jessica took Mackenzie's offer to be her friend. Coley is saying everything that we're screaming at our computer screens right now. Why the hell would Jessica be friends with Mackenzie after she tried getting Jess kicked off the show on the first episode? Anybody remember that? Like, am I the only one that... Are we the only ones that don't remember that? Or, no, we do remember that. Never mind.
They get it.
This episode boggled my mind so much that I'm just... I don't know what I'm talking about now.
Yeah, well, it kind of did that for me as well, but thinking maybe she didn't blame Mackenzie as much as she did Chelsi in the beginning.
Well,
I don't know.
And then Tia kind of aggravated me after that, because, Tia hits the confessional, and she's saying how, Jess and Mackenzie are friends, but here's what I didn't like. Tia... If you remember last episode, Tia was saying, you need to put everything in the past. Don't worry about Chelsi and that. But now Jess has become friends with Mackenzie, and now all of a sudden it's a big deal. Now all of a sudden it's like, well, I guess she's weak because she's going to Mackenzie, blah, 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 blah. Well, what does that say about you? You went to Chelsi.
Mm-hmm. Hypocrite.
Exactly. Tia, that was not cool, not smart. To say... It's still hypocritical for Tia to say it's sad when she befriended the main culprit who Yeah, we just said that. I'm kind of reading my notes here. Here's the thing. She can't expect Jessica to put that in the past and to forget comparing, to forget Chelsea's sins, yet still hold Mackenzie's sins against her.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
I mean, if you're going to forgive one party, you're going to forgive all parties. Because, Mackenzie was just the patsy for everything. Chelsi was the mastermind. So, if you're going to forgive Chelsi, you have to forgive Mackenzie. You have to forget that too, because Mackenzie really didn't have anything to do with it other than she agreed to vote Jess off. Mm-hmm. That's it. At least that's what I remember. That's what I've reviewed.
Yeah, I remember it going that way as well.
And then you got Tia, who winds up comparing Jessica to paper and Mackenzie to glue. And we're talking about Post-it notes.
That whole thing confused me, the way she was trying to explain that. But
market Post-it notes. I think that's already been done. Call me crazy, but I think that there's something out there like that already.
Well, I think she was probably just saying that'd be a good advertising strategy, but no, it wouldn't. No one would get it, because I barely got it.
Right.
When you were explaining it.
That wouldn't sell Post-it notes. That would sell nothing. I was thinking wallpaper, but no, not even wallpaper. That wouldn't sell anything.
No. Go back to the drawing board, Tia.
But that's kind of my shade of the week.
I call shade.
Cool.
Because, and it's kind of dumb shade. Because it's dumb because Tia doesn't realize when she's throwing that kind of shade at Jessica and Mackenzie, she's under the same umbrella that shade came from. It's like being in a pool with somebody. You're going to splash water on that person, but guess what? You're wet from the same water.
Good analogy.
Yeah. So
I applaud you on that one. Good job.
Yay, I did something right this week. Moving on. Oh, God, we got to talk about Nana.
Still love her.
She says that she was talking about this alliance, and she was like, you know what? They better get some friends because it's kind of late in the game. I did understand that part.
Yeah.
I did understand Nana most of this episode.
I know.
So that kind of freaks me out a little bit. That freaks me out a little bit.
Oh, I love it.
I don't think she really cares. She's just laughing. She's in her own world. She's on her own planet.
That's why I like her.
All this is entertainment to her, I think. Plus she's a stoner, so most stoners I know find a lot of life funny,
Very chill.
Very,
I think she's the only one there that's actually there for the actual modeling and not...
Well, her and Nikki.
Well, yeah, Nikki too. I think that's why they're my favorites, but they're there for the competition. They don't give a shit about anyone else, really, and
right.
They're not playing any of these stupid mind games that are 2-year-old bullshit.
Right. Then we cut to Jessica's confessional. She says that she and Tia could have been a big alliance. Could have blown the whole thing up. But instead she says Tia chose to stab her in the back by being friends with Chelsi. She's pointing out how evil Chelsi is by rehashing the whole drama in the first episode and discussing how Chelsi was to quote-unquote Mack. I get why they call her Mack. Why she would call her Mack. That's probably her nickname for her.
Oh.
It's kind of jumping ahead. Did you see the trivia part where Nana's nickname for Mackenzie was Little Weird? Weird.
I saw that.
I thought that was funny. But anyway, Jessica calls her Mac. I guess that's their cute pet names. During their short-lived alliance. She even called Chelsi weak. I'm not sure I agree with that assessment. Chelsi is very mentally strong.
Yeah.
I will give her that. She knows what the hell she's doing. I would not call Chelsi weak. A bitch, yes. But I would say she's mentally strong.
If anyone, between the two of them, Jessica would be the weak one. But that's just because from the very beginning she
Yeah. I mean, whatever Jess has to tell herself to feel comfortable, I guess. That's where I'm at this point with her.
Pretty much, yeah.
Whatever she has to say to make herself feel comfortable in this competition, whatever. That, like I said, that's where I am at this point. We switch to Jess and Mackenzie talking elimination strategy. This is where shit gets interesting this week. She is right. There's 6 girls left. One has immunity, which is Tia. And since Lolly is now dead, there will be apparently one girl eliminated this week. Usually one of the girls that's called down from the votes goes home. She has concocted this strategy of distracting Coley. Because Coley's sitting there guarding the voting/elimination room, right? Mm-hmm. Distracting Coley so Mackenzie can go in there and stuff the ballots. Stuff the ballot box. Like, what? Like, when I was watching this, my jaw literally dropped when she was talking about, let's fix this. Let's do the strategy. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
I was kind of insulted for Coley and myself at the same time because I don't understand how in her brain she thought she could get away with that to begin with. It's a bold move anyway, and it's completely stupid. But at the same time,
it was dumb.
I don't understand where she thought that would work. Like, as she's reading these ballots, like, you don't think anywhere in there...
Somebody's going to say, hey, wait a second, I didn't vote for Chelsi. I voted for blah, blah, blah. I didn't vote for Chelsi.
Dumb. So dumb.
But it almost worked. It almost worked. But see, on an inadvertent way. In an inadvertent way. And I'll discuss that a little more later. Next up, Tia tells Chelsi the news that Jessica and Mackenzie have teamed up. They have a plan that she doesn't like. Chelsi, though, isn't too concerned. And this is why I say Chelsi is mentally strong. Because if Chelsi was weak, that would have worried her. At first, I thought, yeah, okay, Chelsi should be worried. Chelsi should be worried. But now that I'm thinking about it, I guess Chelsi wasn't worried because she was so sure in herself and her abilities that whatever they could do to her, she could get through it. But, we get it, Tia. Lolly's dead because Tia's, talking about Lolly, talking about the Mexican cartel. The Mexican cartel.
Oh.
And it's like, yeah, are you on drugs, Tia? Are you really? Like, what's going on?
And if so, why aren't you sharing?
Right. This brings up to the actual stuffing of the ballots. This leads up to it. And I gotta say, if you were going to distract Coley, I would not have went with that strategy.
It hurt watching that. It physically hurt me to be like, shut up already. Like, that's the stupidest way to do anything. Not questionable at all.
Oh, no. Not questionable at all. Like, if I was to be like, oh, Erica, you look so pretty today. I love those glasses. Oh, are you your smile is so beautiful. You would think I was up to something, right?
Yeah, I'd be like, what do you want?
Exactly. Like, even Coley was like, okay, you're putting this on a little thick. Something's up here. I don't take Coley for a dumb woman at all. Like, Coley knew something was up. And Mackenzie winds up stuffing the ballots. I'm thinking, Coley, just turn around. Don't let them get away with this. But, of course, Coley's just... I don't blame Coley because she's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. She's got this contestant in her face that is, complimenting her from head to toe.
She was literally in her face, wasn't she? She got pretty close in that.
Yeah. And, if somebody was to do that to me, I'd be like, hold up, what's going on?
First off, I have a bubble. Do not cross it. Second off...
Don't invade my bubble. This is my bubble, not your bubble. You have your own, I have mine. I decorate mine with roses and pink paint. You can decorate yours with black and whatever misery you've got. Coming back from commercial, we find out that the critiques were already given, and I was kind of like, I wanted to hear the critiques. I wanted to, see if I was right. See if they agreed with me anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to hear that too. I was
not
kind of disappointed.
Not at this point that if I was right or they were right. Just what did they see that I didn't see? But that was already done, and we're waiting on Coley to announce the votes. And at first I was like, Chelsi should be nervous, but then, like I said, she's mentally strong. She wasn't nervous. Caught by surprise? Yes. Nervous?
Pissed off? Yes.
Nervous? No. All the fake votes said Chelsi, which was not shocking at all. Coley is calling bullshit, like any sensible person would. She's like, okay, something's up. Chelsi, you're not eliminated. Mackenzie, get down here, you're gone. And that's basically how the elimination went. She's like, Coley's like, I'm fed up with this. I don't have time for your guys' drama. I had my own drama on my season. Chelsi, you get back. Mackenzie, get out.
Yeah, I like that. This is going to be weird. I haven't ever complimented Chelsi or said something really good about her, but I like that she was true to her form in calling them out on their shit. She, turned to them after they read it, and they're like, so what do you want to say? You have something to say to me, apparently, because, and... Mm-hmm. That's when, and then Nikki Serenity was like, I didn't vote for you, so it just kind of blew everything out of the water, but because Chelsi called them out and stood up,
And I don't think Jessica or Mackenzie thought that would happen.
They should have. That's what's so dumb.
Right.
It's Chelsi. It's Chelsi. Come on now. She's not going to sit there and just lay down while you're trying to, attack her. She's going to stand up. She's going to...
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about Nikki saying, hey, wait a second. Yeah. I didn't vote for you.
Yeah.
And Chelsi's like, okay, well, explain this. Well, there's no explanation for it because, at that point, they don't know what happened.
Yep.
Tia, of course, probably... She should have known Tia wouldn't have voted for her. But at that moment, she was caught up in the moment, was like, Tia, I thought we were, friends now. Mm-hmm. Why did you... That's what I was talking about when it kind of inadvertently almost worked.
Yeah.
Because it almost blew that friendship out of the water. And then Jess would have Tia back. But anyway, Tia knew that they were behind it. Mm-hmm. Tia's not she's not stupid, and definitely not stoned. Or at least we don't think she is. Anyway, she was like, they're dumb women, but I give them credit. That was pretty impressive.
It was a bold move. Yeah.
For two weak people like that, for a desperation move, that was pretty brilliant. For a desperation move, but it turned out to be dumb.
Yeah.
It was a brilliant plan, but they didn't fully think of how to execute it properly.
Here's a tip. Next time, don't do all of them, Chelsi. Maybe if you threw a couple other names in there for someone else to be in the bottom, it wouldn't have been as suspicious.
Right. And then Nana.
In fact, I'm encouraging that, though. I think I should shut up.
Yeah, don't encourage cheating, Erica.
See me on the next season of of the show when I show you how it's done.
Erica will give you some tips because she's an expert now. Nana, she's not stupid either. She may be in another zone, but she's not stupid either. She knew what was up. And she thought it was hilarious. You could tell, in her face, she's like, I know who did it.
I love what she said. She was like, I may have been a little high when I was writing my name down, but I do remember who I wrote. And that's just typical Nana. Love her. And
then Nikki says in her confessional, she just gets right to it. She's like, Jessica and Mackenzie were behind this. I know it. And I love that. I love that, Tia and Nana were like, we kind of know what happened. And Nikki's like, no, this is what happened. I'm sure of it. you know, she thinks Jessica is behind the fake votes for Chelsi, because it was. She was. Nikki maintains her innocence, that she did not vote for Chelsi. Now, I have a conspiracy theory about this. We know none of the ballots were put in by Nikki. None of the ballots in the ballot box were put in by Nikki. That Coley read.
Oh, yeah.
Because the ballot box was stuffed.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't say we know who Nikki voted for.
True.
I mean, she could have voted for Chelsi and wants Chelsi to think that she didn't vote for her. But I hate coming out with that conspiracy, because I'm going to turn right back around and say I don't think Nikki would do that. But wouldn't it be interesting?
You think she might be learning how to play the game now? Like, a little bit, at least?
I think she's going to... Yeah, I think so. I think with Nikki, just standing in her own shoes for once. And that's what I call standing on your own feet, or standing up for yourself. Standing in your own shoes. It empowered her, and it could have empowered her enough to think, okay, if these bitches want to be shady, I'm going to be shady too. I'm not saying she did. She doesn't come across shady.
I don't want her to be that person.
I don't want her to be that person either, but it would be interesting if she turned into that person.
I wouldn't blame her, really. I mean, at this point. Either. So.
Right. But Nana knows who she voted for, and she wasn't too high during that vote. Basically saying what you said. Wait, though. Coley drops the big bomb that when Mackenzie was eliminated, she ratted Jessica out. So much for friendship.
It was never a friendship.
It was
Please.
so much for an alliance. But she had a point there with her confessional, saying, you know what, Jessica didn't stick up for me. She didn't, apologize. She didn't console me. She did nothing. And that kind of proves to me who Jessica is, who Jessica really is.
I really wasn't expecting her to. I didn't think she was that type of person anyway.
Well, it looks like Chelsi isn't buying that Jessica stuffed the ballot. She thinks everybody voted for her.
I guess she probably deserves to think that, because she's been a bitch this entire time, but...
Back to confessional. After Chelsi blows up at Tia and leaves the room, Jess is asked how she's felt now that her plan has failed. Jessica says she's frustrated, but she's seeing it like a canary about her plan, all the while not understanding why it didn't work, why Chelsi's still here, why Chelsi's safe. Here's where Jess calls her a basic bitch. Now, Chelsi is a bitch. We can all attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
Basic, I don't know how basic she is, but maybe Jess knows a little more about her being a basic bitch than we do. I never pictured Chelsi being a basic bitch, but whatever. Not important at this point. Jessica gets through her temper tantrum, clears her head, and says that it's whatever because she's there to win. Then, producer Diara asks Jessica if she really thought it was going to work. On a reality show with cameras all around, Jessica throws another temper tantrum, pushes the cameraman around before she runs out of the parking lot where they were filming the confessionals. Well, that didn't go over well. But my favorite line by DR was, "Don't hurt the camera guy, he's gonna shoot you." That's my favorite line of this whole entire episode. Just, don't hurt the cameraman, he's gonna shoot you.
Well, that poor camera guy.
I would. I don't know what I would do in that camera guy's position. If some little girl was pushing me around like that, I don't know.
And he's like, no offense to him, he's like 3 times bigger than her. Like, she's so tiny, and like he's this big guy. Like, I'm like, that wouldn't be a smart move either way, but. Violence is never the answer. No,
violence is never the answer. We come back from commercial to the final immunity challenge. However, it's not an immunity challenge because from here on out, there is no immunity.
Dun dun dun.
In a twist. Instead, the winner of this special challenge will get 2 photo shoots to have two shoots instead of 1 in the photo shoot round to have an extra advantage over the rest of the girls.
Nice.
And I think that's cool. you know, I agree, immunity, because at this point, if you give somebody immunity, they're going into the final round without having to work for it, you know, and so that wouldn't be fair. So I agree with Coley there, but it still, without giving anybody immunity, it still forces, you know, if that girl gets 2 shoots, it still forces everybody else to work double hard to catch up to that person who wins. So, I mean, it's still kind of giving immunity without giving immunity.
It's giving them a couple head start, and
A couple steps head start.
a couple steps head start.
Are you sharing with Nana? What Nana's smoking?
This really ain't a cigarette I'm smoking.
Right. All right. Well, that means we have to open our grading utensils, and yeah. I told you, this whole episode has me boggled.
We're awesome on this episode.
The notebook is now open.
The notebook is now open.
All right. This special challenge is entitled Day of the Dead. So basically, everybody's going to put on paint of like skeletons on their face, but they're going to pretty it up and all that jazz. So up first is Nana. And I love the makeup because it screams her. It fits her personality. First picture is what I call a stone cold face. She just looks at the camera with no emotion, but the way her face was painted, she didn't need to have emotion on her face.
Yeah.
I love the outfit. I love the whole shoot. I gave her an A.
Okay, I did numbers 1 through 5 this time, like, ranked them that way. So, like, 1 is low and 5 is high.
Oh, I stuck with the letter grade.
Well,
That's fine.
I'm just letting you know. I guess I can convert them. You want me to convert my grading system for you?
Yes.
Okay. So, Nana, I thought she was okay. I liked the face paint. I didn't like how her hair was covering most of it. Like, I don't know, the hair... I don't know. It seemed like it swallowed her face up a lot, and
Really?
I didn't like it, and I didn't like how big her flowers were. But I liked her outfit. So I only gave her a D.
You gave her a D.
I guess if I'm converting them.
Based on her hair,
A,
you're
B,
giving her...
C, D. Yeah, F. Okay, yeah, so I can do it that way.
Okay, you gave Nana a D. Ooh. Nikki Serenity's
I was
first...
harsh on this one. Sorry.
I wasn't. You were looking at your grades, you were a lot harsher than I was.
We're switching places in this one. I think it's because I was tired watching this, and I just was I'm a basic bitch when I'm tired, apparently.
You basic bitch. Nikki Serenity is next. Her first picture, she was in a dramatic pose. She got her left hand on her head while her right hand appears to be holding on to something. Second picture, she has more of a salute going on with the left hand, which is still on her forehead while her right hand is holding her skirt up off the ground. I love those shoes, though. Those shoes were amazing on her.
I loved them, too, yeah.
I can't say much for the dress because that didn't stick out to me. It kind of fades her into the background. I gave her a solid B.
Okay. I actually liked Nikki's dress out of everyone's.
Really?
Yeah. But I didn't like her second pose.
Okay.
At all. It just kind of threw me off. But overall, the dress and the makeup, the whole thing, I liked it quite. So I gave her, but I still only gave her a C.
Yeah, converting your. You need a different grade system. Next up is Jessica. Her makeup feels a little more like a cheetah than a skeleton. Loving the outfit because it says I'm a cute country girl. It's a white see-through shirt with possibly a denim top underneath and denim shorts. Possibly. I loved it. Those shoes didn't look like they fit, though. Those shoes looked like they were a little big for her feet. So, I gave her a B+.
Wow, I'm such a bitch tonight because I just thought it was okay. I didn't actually like the outfit or the makeup. I didn't like that she looked like a cat instead of a skeleton.
I clocked her on the makeup.
And then, I don't know, because I guess when I think of Day of the Dead, it's dead, like Day of the Dead. So, I mean, like, the cat thing didn't go for me, and the country outfit as well. I think that's why I liked Nikki's dress better, because it went more Day of the Dead feel for me, so I didn't like her outfit, so I gave her a D.
You gave her a D. Oh no. Okay, so Tia's next. She seems to be going for like the gay themed pantomime.
Yeah,
I didn't get it.
I didn't.
Her makeup sort of reminds me of like Lady Gaga's makeup in her applause video. She's got one eye painted blue, the other eye painted orange. Top of her left hand, or excuse me, top of her right hand was painted blue, and the top of her left hand is painted yellow. She's got a rainbow of flowers on her head, wearing a white paint. It looked like a white paint smock in the first picture. I'm not really liking the first pose on the first picture. The only thing I can think of to say is that it makes her look unflattering. The next picture we see gives us a bigger scope of what she's working with. So she's got another white see-through top on now, with a more solid white shirt that's tied up in the bottom and a gray skirt. I like the second photo better than the first photo, which isn't saying much. What's really distracting me though in the second picture, I don't know if it was her boob or what it was, but it looked like she was smuggling something underneath that white shirt. Something was protruding. Yeah. And I don't know if it was her boob or what it was, but it was distracting.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I didn't like it at all, actually, though. I think that the makeup could have been cool, but just like the idea, but I don't think for this kind of shoot. I don't know.
I don't think she executed it well.
Right. Because it kind of had like a paintball kind of feel to me, like
she was shot in the face with paintballs.
Like, and it was just kind of like that would hurt.
That would hurt, especially in the eyeballs.
But it had a more artsy feel, but it wasn't like Day of the Dead kind of artsy.
It was artsy, but not executed well enough for me.
Right.
I gave her a C+.
And I didn't like any of the outfits at all. I didn't think any of them did it well, and I didn't like the little drapey thing that she had.
Yeah, the curtain see-through.
To be honest, it looked like she just went thrift store shopping and threw on as much as she could that would just work. That was light colored. I don't know. It just looked too shabby for me for this kind of shoot, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's... So I gave her an F.
Our very first failing grade. You failed Tia this week.
I did. And she's usually my girl, so... I don't know.
Finally, we get to Chelsi's pictures. She has a black sleeveless shirt on that says, "You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars," which I liked.
I loved it.
Yeah. Pretty romantic stuff going on there. Her face is painted like a fancy skeleton with blue eyes and an orange star-shaped forehead. And she has a long sleeve white top, again with kind of like the drapery, over the black sleeveless top, which I don't think she needed, but whatever. Red flowers in her hair above her right ear. Her first picture, she was posing delicately in front of a brick wall. It was okay. If I were to compare this with what she did last week with the pinup shoot, I definitely prefer last week. I definitely prefer her shoot last week than this. But I'm not saying it was horrible. I'm not saying it was terrible. I'm not saying it was the worst of the bunch. I'm not even saying it's her worst photo shoot. I'm not even saying it's her weakest performance. It left me wanting more. I gave her a B+. She did well enough. I think she did well enough to pass, but she needed to go a little more to get the A, in my book.
I think I might have been hitting a little much of what Nana was having earlier, because this has never happened to me before. I gave her an A because I loved every part of it. I loved the makeup, the colors, the shirt.
Makeup was on point.
Was fantastic.
I loved the black shirt. She didn't need the white thing over.
But I respect that at least hers was a little more classy, and it was used better, I think, and not as, I don't want to say, I guess tacky. I don't know what the word is I'm thinking
It was used better. It was used better as part of the shoot rather than an afterthought.
Yeah. Because, I actually do think she needed that instead of just... It would have been probably a lot more unfinished if she didn't have that and it was just the t-shirt and the makeup. Because if you imagine... I don't know. I think that she probably needed it. But either way, I loved her hair. I loved her poses. I loved everything. So, She won it for me today.
She won it for you,
This week.
so you give her
5/A.
an A.
An A.
You gave her an A. I gave her a B plus. Okay.
That's the closest we've been all night.
Ever.
All of this.
Well, no, I can't say ever. We were close last week.
Last week,
but
we
this
agreed on
week
quite a bit.
we are like on opposite ends of the
I'm
spectrum.
like Simon Cowell today or something.
Oh my god.
Too critical.
Coley, after this photo shoot or this special challenge, because we have to distinguish that this was a special challenge. This wasn't the photo shoot round. Next week it's the photo shoot round. So this week, after the special challenge is over, Coley appears to say that the decision of who won this special challenge was the hardest decision so far of this season. Now she doesn't say it in that verbiage, but she still goes on to say, this every decision was hard, but this seemed to be really hard. But Jessica wins. Wouldn't have been my pick, but I'm not totally upset with it.
Who did you think should have won?
My pick was Nana. I like Nana the best. And Nana hasn't won anything yet. So I thought Nana really turned it out for me in this special challenge. But whatever. No, none of them have ever agreed with me before, so I don't expect them to agree with me now. But Coley says, Jessica wins, and we're done. We're done with that. So we come in and we see Tia talking to someone about Lolly's murder again.
And
the cartel.
The cartel.
You mean the cartel? Chelsi comes into the scene to apologize to Tia about snapping on her earlier in the episode. She blames Jessica for starting shit, which she always does, but this time she's not off. Which in this case she is right. Cool. Chelsi and Tia have a weird handshake.
I did. That was interesting.
That was kind of quick to come up with that, but all right, whatever. Tia says, and this is where I believe Tia. Tia does not seem to be one that holds punches. That pulls punches. She basically told Chelsi, you know what? If I didn't like you, I'd come up and tell you. And I believe Tia would be that one that would be like, you know what? I don't like you.
I agree. I think that Chelsi would have known by now if Tia had a problem with her.
And now it gets scary. Now, and the Sunday before Halloween, it's kind of appropriate that it gets scary at this point. Next, we see Jessica. She seems to be stressed out. Some music's playing, so a lot of like. Like in the 60s and 70s, how they would have the music if somebody was like thinking, and you could tell they're really stressed out and they're about to snap.
Yep.
Nana has some impeccable timing though, because she walks up and she's like, "Yeah, you fake as shit." And Jessica's
literally laughing
face,
in her face.
right? Literally, and I'm like, "Okay, Nana, that wasn't the best of ideas, but okay,
Not
whatever."
necessary. Funny as shit for me, at least. I liked it, but not necessary. It's not going to help her state of mind at all, but whatever.
And, but after that, Jessica looked at Nana when Nana walked off, and yeah, she looked like, she looked like she was annoyed, but you could see that the wheels are turning.
Uh-huh.
And that scares me.
I wrote down on my paper, Jessica has officially lost it. Like, I feel these last couple weeks are just going to... She's going to literally blow up, I think, somehow, and...
Yeah, because I believe we have 3 episodes left of this season. So...
I mean, if she's willing to sabotage the voting, that's just the beginning, I think, with her. Like,
oh my god, yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg.
What she's wanting to do.
I think she is done being the lovable loser and wants to win, and she's going to do it at any cost.
Well, and when Coley said that she knows how it feels to have everyone be on your side, and then now all of a sudden you're not, like, or you're all by yourself, I think that's going to get to Jessica more than anything, is she realizes everyone legit hates her right now, and that's when desperate shit happens. So
It is.
It's going to...
And, I mean,
it is
yeah.
scary.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary, but Nana was right. You know, everybody was hating me. Now they all hate you.
I don't remember them really all hating Nana.
Well, probably Nana was thinking that because it was Jessica and Tia that were, you know, and Chrissy that were ganging up on Nana.
Okay.
So, you know, when you're in that situation where there's a couple people ganging up on you, you feel the whole world is against you. And so I think that's what Nana was thinking at that moment.
Yeah.
But now she's like, hey, you know what? They don't hate me anymore. They hate you. So Nana can slide in under the radar.
Maybe actually win one. I really want to see her succeed in one of these soon.
Me too.
I'm a huge fan, and I'm sorry I gave you a D, but you're still my girl.
She probably doesn't even care.
She don't give a shit.
She doesn't give a shit. All right, so that leaves some questions unanswered. Like, what is the state of, like I said in the beginning, so I need to check on Jessica's mental state.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going well for her. So what's going to happen next week? Will Nana win one finally? Because, you know, I was thinking, why does Jessica really have anything to be stressed out about? She won the special challenge, so, like, she's going to have double the advantage next week. So she shouldn't be too stressed out.
But she could also doubly fail. If she freaks out and messes up on all these shoots, that could end her time here. Because...
Shit, that's right.
I just thought of that. Like, she could doubly succeed, or she could doubly, potentially, triply fail. Like,
or succeed on one shoot, fail on the other, and just knock herself out.
Yeah.
Then she wouldn't have any advantage.
And if her mental stability is how we think it is, she could actually just fuck it up.
She could overthink it.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Interesting.
Well, remember that Local Ambition new episodes are uploaded every Monday on alwayslatetv.com. For Erica, I'm Travis. Log into alwayslatetv.com to watch new episodes of Local Ambition on every Monday. And then listen to our new episodes of Ambitiously Yours the following Sunday. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.